Hello everyone, this is my presentation over the Dangers of CTE, which is by me, Juan Mesa. Let's get started. So some of you might have previously heard the term CTE in the news if you're in the medical field or even if you've played contact sports. So the scientific name for CTE, because CTE is just an abbreviation, is chronic traumatic encephalopathy. And what is CTE? So CTE is a brain disease that causes a protein in your brain to overproduce and slowly kill brain cells. What happens when you receive contact repeatedly on your head, your brain starts to feel this and it starts to produce this protein. And this protein goes around your brain, which you already have, and it just starts killing the brain cells because it has no other task but to eat the brain cells. Who is at risk? Well, CTE has been known to affect boxers as early as the 1920s, which is really around the time that CTE started becoming known. It has also been found in several athletes, such as hockey players, football players, rugby players, even soccer players, um, and not just athletes, but also veterans and domestic abuse victims. Detecting CTE can be tough, and I will explain that in some of the slides that are coming up. But some of the common symptoms that are found in CTE are memory loss, impulsive control problems, Parkinsonism, which leads to progressive dementia, aggression. These people are very aggressive. They also have suicide thoughts. They have depression, and they have a lot of emotional instability. Now, if you know someone that's played football, boxed, played rugby, or any of the above that I stated before this slide, there's no need to worry. Um, these are just symptoms because there's no actual way to detect CTE as of right now. Currently, Boston University leads CTE research. They have a research center that is specifically for CTE. They are affiliated with the Concussion Legacy Foundation, which donates brains to the research center of former NFL players and NHL players and such, but NFL is probably one of the biggest. VA Boston Healthcare System is also affiliated to the research center, and they donate the brains of former veterans. This team is actually led by Dr. Ann McKee, who is the director. She is a very well-known neuropathologist and a neurologist. As I stated 2 slides ago, as of right now, CTE cannot be detected. And according to Dr. Ann McKee and her research team at Boston University, no treatments are available for those who have symptoms of CTE. So what they're doing is that they're treating those symptoms individually, such as the ones that I listed earlier as memory loss, depression, suicide, aggression. They are treating those as any other individual who has those symptoms. It is tough to say if in the future there will be treatments with technological advances and quick research and the amount of research that Dr. Ann McKee and the Boston University research team has provided. It can be possible that we will have a solution or an early detection of CTE in living individuals, because most of these tests are ran in or studies, excuse me, are ran with the brains of deceased former NFL players and former boxers and athletes that I have from sports that I've listed previously. One of the most interesting studies and most famous probably study of CTE comes from the case of Aaron Hernandez. If you don't know who Aaron Hernandez is, he is a former NFL player who played for the Patriots, who came from the University of Florida and was a very well known athlete and also known for his troubled life. Aaron Hernandez started running into trouble at a very young age with arrests, fighting, and it eventually all led to a murder case and him committing suicide in prison. As I stated previously, Aaron Hernandez had a troubled past. All of these uh, actions that he had when he was in trouble, such as arrests, fighting, and many other things, are symptoms of CTE at an early stage, which depression, suicide, um, aggression, which is a really big one with Aaron Hernandez, were detected very early. But since there is no actual way to detect CTE in your brain, it is very tough to treat or to psychologically help that individual. When the research team at Boston University conducted their study on Aaron Hernandez's brain after he passed away, they had found the most severe case of CTE in any 27-year-old that they have ever encountered, which is very, very intriguing because if you follow Aaron Hernandez, like I said, at an early stage and watch him evolve, you can see how this brain disease could have started very early and developed eventually to him not even functioning properly. And this is what Dr. McKee said. His brain had significant damage to the frontal lobe, which impacts a person's ability to make decisions and moderate behavior. This picture was provided to us by Dr. M. McKee and her research team at Boston University. As you can see, Aaron Hernandez's brain to the right has a big hole in the middle, which is where the CTE disease started to eat his brain away. In comparison to a normal 27-year-old's to the left, you can see Aaron Hernandez's brain was pretty damaged. To summarize, CTE is a brain cell eating disease that is found in individuals who've had repetitive head trauma. Most of these individuals are individuals that played contact sports, or it can even be veterans and domestic abuse victims. The research that has been conducted so far has been from brains of deceased athletes, veterans, and such brain donors. There is no current cure for CTE since it is a fairly new study for researchers, and like I stated previously, it is being done through the brains of deceased individuals, which makes it very tough for doctors and researchers to provide cure as of right now. Aaron Hernandez has probably been one of the biggest case studies for researchers up to date since, like I stated in the last slide, his brain was the worst case of CTE for a 27-year-old, and we publicly know a lot about Aaron Hernandez's past, which, if you put the two and two together, can make a lot of sense. I hope that you guys enjoyed my presentation and have been very informed about CTE. Good luck on the rest of your semester. Thank you guys.